I'm back with another one of these Bigme. This is a much larger version than one I did before. And this one's actually kind of cool too because it has an optional keyboard. This is a pretty cool e-ink tablet. It uses the Kaleido 3 e-ink technology. It has a pretty slim profile. I think it's like 5.5 millimeters or something. It runs Android 14. They have their Bigme GPT 4.0 integration, which is their version of an LLM. I played around with it a little. It's all right. It has advanced OCR, optical character recognition, and document management features. You can synchronize to the cloud. It does give you the ability to have the Google Play Store. It actually comes pre-installed. They're kind of aiming at like business and productivity or as an educational tool with this thing. The battery life is a little bit shorter because it's running Android and it doesn't have the biggest battery in the world. So keep that in mind. You're not going to use this thing for like 8 hours straight, but if you're using it for small sessions and stuff, it's pretty useful. I played around with it for like a half hour when it first came. It does come with its own case. I'm not using that because I got the keyboard case, which adds a functional keyboard, which we'll show you here in a minute. You get the stylus. It's got a couple of things like a cable and some extra stylus tips and whatnot. It's got a really nice, dense foam insert to protect it in transit. This is magnetic, so it just comes off. What do you think the use cases for these are? Like, literally, tell me in the comments. I really like the idea of the color e-ink. I've been using e-ink readers since the last Kindle keyboard, which was, I don't know, like 15 years ago or something. And I love that for all my reading. And I've been wanting the color, as I said in the last video I did on a smaller version of this, which I actually have sitting over there on the table and we've read a few books from. I wanted it for like comic books and stuff. And I think it's finally starting to get there. We'll take a look at that here in a second. The price on this, I think at time of recording, this is about $640 or something like that. It's a little steep for what it is, but remember, it's color e-ink. This isn't like a normal tablet. This isn't using an OLED or LCD screen or something. This is color e-ink, which is still pretty new. So for that price, like, this is pretty amazing. I like it. So you got your little keyboard deal there. Let me peel this back. Set up the little stand. And there you have it. But you can see the thing. We'll go ahead and turn it on if I remember where the power button is. I think it's up here. Okay, so while it boots up, let's talk about some actual use of it. Straight out of the box, this did have an update for me. It took quite a while. I'll just have to hold it like this when we talk about it. So we'll leave that glare there for right now while it boots. Back to the update. The update took quite a bit of time, close to a half an hour. If you get this out of the box and want to play with it right away, just hold off on the update until you've had your fun playing with it, and then you can go ahead and go back and do the update when you're not using it. This isn't going to have like the best processor in the world because it's an e-ink tablet. This isn't meant for doing a bunch of crazy stuff, right? You can see in here, they have this version of viewing the icons. You can switch it to a different version. I just leave it by their little default thing. It comes with a browser. I went and added Chrome myself. I think it may have came with Chrome. There's their Bigme GPT. It's just a pretty basic LLM. You know, it's not like GPT Pro or anything, but it's pretty functional. I played with it for a while. You know, it comes with like OneNote on it. Like I said, the Google Play Store. It comes with Kindle, so you can connect it to your Kindle account and bring down books from your Kindle library. It's got a little Office thing, an Xphoto thing. Let's go ahead and go into Chrome here. But first, let me talk about the keyboard. Let me back this up a little so you can see the keyboard a bit better. They're not quite full-size keys, which threw me off a little. So it's going to slow your typing speed down a little if you're used to like full-size keycaps. Pretty nice. It's not quite as nice as like the Magic Keyboard for Apple, but it's a similar kind of concept, and it works pretty good. You got some hot buttons here for doing some stuff, like you can change the brightness and, you know, the volume and everything. It was a little weird to me that it works. And then of course, you know, you're entering your caps lock, they're kind of shrunken down, your shift and stuff. So be mindful of that when you're typing. You can see up here in the corner, I don't know how well you can see that. I'm at 81% battery. I charged it to 100. I did the update and I played with it for a half hour, including streaming some video, just because I was curious how the ink could handle that. I'll show you that in a second. And yeah, you know, I've still got a little bit of battery, 81%, pretty functional. You can see here some of the color. Let me get rid of that glare. Obviously it's washed out. Like we got some Mike Myers as Austin Powers. That's a flashback. But you can see the colors. It's pretty useful. Not the greatest thing in the world, but if you think about what e-ink actually is, that's mind-blowing to me, especially since we've only had color e-ink at a commercial level, at an affordable commercial level for, I don't know, 5 years, maybe 7 years, something like that. You can correct me in the comments. Let's go to YouTube. Obviously, you don't want to watch video on this thing. I will say the mouse is super sensitive, so I just tap on the screen. Okay, so I've pulled up some of my videos here so we don't get a copyright strike. Here's my most recent video. I'm really surprised at how easy this was to set up. Now you can see it's pretty choppy, right? So this arm here comes laying down. But isn't that wild? That's e-ink, and it's color e-ink, and we're seeing that video. I'll mute it here, but like, how wild is that? That is just knowing how the ink works and that it's still that responsive to the video. You can see like some ghosting and it's pretty choppy, and I wouldn't watch a video this way, but like as a demonstration of the technology, that has to be the coolest thing to me. But yeah, like you kind of get the idea there. Let me close some of these tabs. So let's go in here to my website. We'll go to photos. We'll go to old family photos. Let some of these load up here. But yeah, you can see like, here's me in an arcade in Panama City Beach. This isn't the tablet's fault. Squarespace just opens photos weird on mobile. But you just kind of get the idea. There's my stepfather's awards from the state police and one of my cousins. And like, I don't know, there's me and one of my half brothers, me on my little international toy tractor. I loved that thing. I took that apart when I was like 10 or 12. But yeah, you get the idea. And then, like I said, you know, you can use this as an e-reader. You can use it for taking notes. You got that stylus you can doodle with. You can load comic books on here. You could probably get one of the comic book apps, what it's called, Comixology or whatever. And, you know, get a nice kind of like vintage feel there for your comics. Now you do have a bunch of different options here for how you can control, you know, kind of the display. You have the default, you have the magazine, the comic, the video, the custom. This is going to change like the refresh mode, how fast it refreshes, what it's doing with contrast settings, color brightness, etc. You can play around, find the one you like. I just left it on default. I did try watching video on video. It's a little bit better, but it's still not something you really want to watch a bunch of video on. I imagine in another few generations of this technology, you'll just be able to watch video. It won't be like 4K, but it'll be completely watchable. Just so cool. That's pretty much it. And this thing's nice and stiff, so it's not going to like wear out anytime soon. Like it takes some effort to move. There is a camera on the thing, so you can take photos. I believe you can capture video with it too. I've never understood having cameras on tablets, but hey, if that's your thing, that's your thing. It does not have a front-facing camera, so you're not going to like do Zoom or Skype or anything with it. But, I mean, you could listen in on one. But yeah, like this case feels really nice. It does show schmutz a little, so keep that in mind. But it feels extremely satisfying. It's one of those like plastics or rubbers that kind of feels like velvet, if you know what I'm talking about. I just really like that. And again, the keyboard is separate. You'd have to purchase that separate or purchase it as part of a package. But it did come with, where's it at? That case of its own. Let's take a look at that real fast because I haven't. Oh yeah. So this feels about the same. This feels just a little more premium. Same kind of deal here though. It's got the little magnetic deal. And, you know, same kind of thing. I'm pretty sure that's a magnet. But I really like this thing. I think I may have to finally get on Comixology and buy a bunch of comics. I think the color e-ink is now to the point where I would be happy. Again, this is the Bigme B1051. It's a 10.3-inch e-ink color tablet. I'll have a link to it in the sticky comment and the description. And let me know if you have one of these. Let me know if you're thinking of getting one of these. Let me know if there's another kind of color e-ink tablet that you're interested in. I would love to check it out. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.